I was a high school kid. I did stand up. My brother brought me. He was going to Boston University, and he said there's comedy nights at clubs in town. You should do that. And I said, yeah, good. And then one night, we're eating dinner with my family, and he says, "Are you ready to do that stand-up comedy thing?" And I said, "Yeah, when is that?" He goes, "Tonight, I told you."
Oh, my.
And I said, "Okay." He goes, "Do you know what you're gonna say?" I said, No, I don't." And he goes, "Well, it's 5 minutes." And I said, "Oh, all right, I can do that. I'll talk about grandma." And
Now, what does that mean? I'll talk about grandma.
around my house, I would try to sound like my grandmother and make my father laugh. And so I was like, let me bring that onto the stage in
Could we
Boston.
hear a little grandma now?
Oh yeah, truth was one time my grandma. This was a big story in my house. I was in Florida visiting, and I took a shower in the morning and I did my day. And then that night I was taking another shower. My grandmother said, "You take a lot of showers." And I said, yes. She goes, I think you're in there. I swear to God. So I told
There's your 5 minutes right there.
I didn't use that, but I should have. But that was a big famous story in my house.
So your grandmother and your parents and your family all very supportive of
Yes.
whatever it was that lie ahead of you, either
my
way.
family was very supportive. My father was always kind of looking at me like, "Are you sure about this?" But everybody else was just like, "Yeah, Adam's terrific."
Anyway, getting back to the 5 minutes at the Boston Comedy
Yeah.
Club, do you remember the 5 minutes?
No, but I do remember I was devastatingly bad and nobody laughed. And it was 5 minutes of just silence. And at the very end, I heard a man say, "He's wearing a retainer." And that was it.